Welcome back to EVA Travel Talks. Linda, welcome back from Mauritius. I know that we normally have our segment of Sam's Destination Spotlight at the end, but I think today we're going to have it in the beginning, Sam's Destination Spotlight, as we spoke about last time. Sam absolutely loves Mauritius, and you were lucky enough to spend 5 glorious days there. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. Obviously, it was holiday. It wasn't work-related this time round.
Woohoo.
And, which is great. But, we had a wonderful time. And I just once again realized what a nice holiday destination Mauritius is, you know. The fact that it is only a 5-hour flight. And, and the fact that it's all-inclusive. I mean, it is, it's great. The weather was great. We had one day where the weather wasn't that great. But it's still hot. There's still lots to do.
But you packed your attitude.
Oh,
absolutely. You packed your attitude, so you still had fun.
I packed my attitude, so I still had fun, even though we had one day of bad weather.
The pina coladas made up for it.
Oh, for sure. The pina coladas definitely did. And we had a wonderful trip. And I once again realized why Sam really loved Mauritius. It's just such a fantastic destination. So,
Awesome. Okay. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, hard work starts again.
Yes, back to reality.
Back to reality. It will soon be a distant memory. Okay. So now on to what's in store for today. So, Linda.
So whether you're planning your first overseas holiday or you're a seasoned traveler, today's episode is packed with practical advice that could save you money, time, and a lot of unnecessary stress.
So today we're talking about 3 things that every traveler should know about before traveling internationally: visas, cash or a cash passport, and travel insurance. So let's start with probably the biggest source of stress when it comes to any international travel, and that is visas. And Linda is our EVA Travel visa specialist.
Glad you think so.
Nice to make up names for each other. She is the visa specialist. She does know a lot about visas. So she's going to be shedding some light on visa stuff today.
Yes. Yeah, I think one of the first questions you should actually ask yourself is when you start planning a holiday is, would I need a visa? So definitely. Yeah, visa. I think visas is an important thing to talk about, and I don't always think that people realize the importance of visas. So we can definitely have a chat about visas.
Okay, so why do countries require visas? A stupid question, but if we're delving into the nitty-gritties of everything, why do countries require visas? It's painful sometimes, but
so countries use visas to control and manage who enters their country. Visa applications allow a country to find out things such as: who are you, why are you traveling, how long you intend to stay, do you have sufficient funds, where will you be staying. So it also helps a country manages immigration, employment, tourism, security, and things like that. So not every traveler needs a visa. Countries have agreement with each others, and so there are quite a few countries that South Africans can actually travel to that is visa-free.
Why do visas confuse travelers?
I think the biggest problem with travelers getting confused when it comes to visas is they literally think that it's just a piece of paper, and this piece of paper will allow me entry into that country. And but it's actually much more complicated than that. Every country has different requirements. Even countries within the same region can have different requirements. So, and with regards to like visa requirements, it's like we said just now, it depends on your nationality, where you are traveling, what is the reason for you traveling, how long you're going to stay there for, your financial circumstances and things like that. So I think that is the biggest thing that confuse travelers, is that they think, it's just a piece of paper that I need.
And it's all the same.
And it's all
Everybody's
the same.
the same. A visa is a visa.
Let's just get the visa because it's going to I will be able to enter the country. And it's so not the case.
Yeah. And then, so a common misunderstanding, I know, because we all get these questions, is a Schengen visa and a UK visa. People think that because you've got a UK visa, you can travel to Europe.
Yes.
And that's not the case.
It's not the case. And like you say, that is a question we get all the time.
Often, yeah.
Because people think, oh, I do have a Schengen visa, multiple entry Schengen visa, so I can travel anywhere in Europe. And it's not that way. It's not like that. So UK and Schengen, they're two different visas. So one visa is not going to allow you to, if you have a Schengen visa, it's not going to allow you to enter the UK. And that's where we also get, I get a lot of these calls where clients say, I'm flying via the UK, I've got a Schengen visa, it's fine. But you still need a UK visa. So I think that is also something that is quite a big, misunderstanding with regards to visas.
Yeah. And I think the other one that we often have questions about, we have a lot of people now that are asking about USA visas as well.
Yes.
So what is the process? The process for a USA visa is very different to the process for a Schengen or a UK visa.
And I think that's also maybe something important to say to the listeners is that every single country has got their own rules and regulations. You cannot say that, oh, I got a UK visa last year, I know how it works and I want to do exactly the same for the US. It doesn't work that way. So I was very fortunate enough a few years ago I was invited by the US consulate in Cape Town to go to the offices for a day.
Yes.
So they explained to us the whole process, how it works. So, which was great for me because now I also understand how they look at your application and how they can tell you on the day of your appointment whether your visa has been approved or not.
Yeah. I think that's also an awesome thing from the USA side, the USA
absolutely,
visa side.
because they tell you right there and then.
I've got my visa or I don't have my visa.
Exactly. But they do a full background check even before you arrive. But just to give you an idea of like the US visa nowadays is our biggest problem with USA visas currently, and it's actually been like this for the past few years, is getting an appointment. So the visa process is not a problem. For me, it's actually one of the easiest visas to do. People usually phone and they're like, oh, I'm so scared because it's a US visa. And I'm like, just chill. For me, it is one of the easier visas to do. But getting an appointment is a problem. Like, for instance, this morning, I checked for a client. The first available appointment I could get for them in Cape Town was in December this year. So
sure.
It is a problem, and it's going to get worse now because from the 1st of August, they've closed down the Durban office. So all the people in that area now need to travel to either Johannesburg or Cape Town. So it's not going to get better. And so I can say if you are planning a trip to the US,
anytime,
even if you're only thinking about it, we might be going in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Please get the visa. The US is one of, well, there's not a lot of them, but they are one of the consulates who actually say, please don't buy an airline ticket.
Yes.
Please don't book your accommodation. Get your visa first.
And a US visa actually is 10 years.
It's a 10-year visa.
It's a 10-year visa.
So whether you're going to travel now or only in 8 years, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Your visa, you get a 10-year visa, even though your passport might have expired. You travel with your new passport and your old passport with your valid USA visa. Yes. So if you're thinking about traveling to the US, please phone me.
Visa first before air tickets.
Oh, and just something else I want to say about the US visa is I said that getting an appointment is the biggest problem. after you've been for your appointment and they've approved your visa on that day, it literally takes 3 to
days.
4 working days and you get your passport with your visa. So it's not as if you're going to wait for 15 days or
Yes.
2 months to get your passports back.
Yeah, because
So-
they do everything there at the consulate.
They do everything there.
Because it's the consulate. They're not using another office like a VFS or a BLS or a
Correct.
Copago. They're not using another...
Like a third party.
They're not using a third party, yes.
Exactly.
So they do it directly themselves. So that is why it is so much quicker. And
Exactly that.
and you've uploaded all your documents, you're going for an interview.
Exactly. So
they
they've done,
yes and no.
and they've done their checks.
Yeah.
Even before you arrive.
Yeah.
That's why they can tell you, Karen, yes, your visa has been approved. Or no, it's not.
Or no.
No.
We don't like what we see on
So,
Facebook. And
yeah.
they're also, they are strict with that as well. They want to know
They
all
are.
your
The
handles,
US
all your social handles, your
Correct.
Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever social media presence you
Correct.
have, they want to know what you've got.
They want to know. They want to know. And let me also tell you just something that happened a few years ago is with the US. I mean, please don't lie on your form. I had a client years ago who lied on his form. I don't know the client, so I obviously did not know
Didn't
that
know
he
that it
was
was a lie.
lying.
Yeah.
But one of the questions was, do you have a criminal record? He had one from when he was a student 30, 40 years back. And he thought to himself, oh, I'm just going to
Yeah,
say
it
no.
was so long ago.
They picked it up and they denied his visa because of that. So just be honest, because they're going to find out. And like you said with social media, they check those things.
Yeah,
They
it's
check.
the FBI and the CIA we're dealing with.
Exactly. So yeah.
Okay, so what countries do South Africans most commonly need visas for? So what countries, I mean, when people say we want to travel, where are the South Africans traveling to?
Definitely UK. UK is a big one. USA as well. And then Schengen countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then with regards to the UK, I know that when you apply for the UK give you a 6-month visa, but there are also other options, but paid other options
Yes,
for UK
correct.
visa.
So I wish more countries will actually give the clients that option. But the UK now, they have an option. So you can say, I just want a 6-month visa, a 2-year, 5-year, or a 10-year visa. So you can actually apply for, if you know that you have family in the UK and you travel there 2 or 3 times a year, it might actually be worth it to apply for a 10-year visa.
Yes.
There is obviously a cost involved. They charge quite high fees if you want a 5-year or a 10-year visa, but the process is exactly the same.
Yes.
Whether you apply for a 6-month visa or a 10-year visa, it's exactly the same. It's just the cost. But you have the option.
Yeah.
You have the option, yeah.
And then what would you say is the biggest mistake that travelers make when it comes to visas?
The biggest mistake I see travelers make is they wait until the last minute. They've paid for their flights. Everything has been done. And then
Then they
okay,
wake up, "Oh,
let's start
I need a
working on the
visa."
visas. And in my opinion, that should be the very first thing you do. Because some countries, for instance, Ireland, they take 15 weeks, if you're lucky,
15 weeks.
to issue the visa. So if you're going to contact me 4 weeks before the time telling me,
Yeah, it's not going to
listen,
happen.
okay, we've booked everything, so we want to leave in 4 weeks, it's not going to happen. And so I think that is definitely the biggest mistake people make, is to think that, we'll sort the visas later.
Yeah.
I think it is the first thing that you should do is first find out. And also,
How long?
Exactly, will I have enough time
Yes.
to get the visa? And I do understand things do happen, like a business trip, last minute business
Yes.
trip, or a family member that maybe got ill and you need to travel, or these things do happen, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get your visa so quick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so how early, in saying that, how early do you think people should apply? I mean, there are rules in place as to how long before you can actually apply.
Most visas are 3 months before.
Okay.
There is the odd one that say you can already apply 6 months before, but 3 months. Because I think something that people must also keep in mind is that if we apply for the visa, if we start the process 3 months before you travel, we're going to start the process, you're going to go for your appointment, you're going to get your passport with your visa back, you still have 2 months left.
Yes.
Consulates do make mistakes on visas.
Yes.
We saw
We
it
picked
now.
it up now.
We picked it up now with the group that Karen was doing. So they make mistakes. Then we still have 2 months to sort out the problem.
Correct.
Or it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen where your application has been handed in and then the consulate phones you and they say, listen, something doesn't make sense. We want more supporting documents. Or
Yes.
then we have 2 months.
got time.
We've got time to sort it out. Visas can become extremely stressful if you wait until the last minute.
Yeah. And I mean, like I know also for the Australian visa, I know that they don't have a time limit. You don't have to apply Australia, for example.
Yes,
You don't have
correct.
to apply 3 months before.
No.
You can apply 6
you
months,
can-
7 months
exactly.
before. So I think Australia is also a little bit like the US. If you know you want to travel to Australia,
Correct.
you start
So
applying.
they also, Australia is one of them that
I mean,
also say,
the flights to Australia are quite
it's quite
costly.
expensive.
So you want to make sure that you get your visa in time as well for Australia, so that you don't
sure,
you
because-
don't lose your flight.
No, for sure, because Australia is like the US. They say, please don't book your airline tickets.
Yes.
Get your visa first.
Visa first. Yeah.
So, and you know what? There's a reason they're saying that.
Yes.
There's a reason they're saying
Yeah.
that.
No, exactly. Because things do take time. I mean, I know we did my dad's
I
Australian
remember,
visa
what a stress that was.
at the end of last year. I mean, we
Yeah.
applied well in advance.
Yeah.
But because of his age, he had to go for his biometrics, and that ate into the time.
Correct.
And they landed up not being able to go when they were supposed to go. They had to
Yeah.
push their flights out.
Yeah.
And they had booked their flights already.
Yeah.
And because we thought it was going to be a seamless process.
That's
and
the thing.
and it's also like luck of the draw that
It's
your
100%.
passport comes out. I mean, in that time you'd done 3 or 4 other Australian visas, and they all
Exactly.
came out within a couple of days. So it's also just
It's absolute luck of the draw.
Yeah.
I applied for 2 visas, Australian visas, a few months ago. 2 family members traveling together. They're going for a wedding.
yeah.
And the one visa, the day they went for the biometrics, that same day, the one visa came through.
Came through, yeah.
The second visa, they went to the same appointment. We applied on the same day, only came out 15 days later.
Yeah.
So you just cannot
You
say.
never know.
You
and
never
I mean,
know.
In saying that as well, there's also, if people come to us and they say, oh, please, I need to apply for a Schengen visa, but I'm going now and I'm going in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
Please, apply for a longer Schengen
Yes.
visa. It doesn't happen like that.
No.
It is also luck of the draw, as we also saw now with the group.
Yeah.
It's luck of the draw. Sometimes you get a 1-year visa. I had someone phoning me yesterday. He got a 5-year
Yeah.
a 5-year Schengen visa. I mean, and it's just luck of the draw. We did 60 odd visas
Yes.
to the Netherlands.
Yes.
And there were 2 people out of that entire group that got a year visa. The
Yeah.
rest of them got a visa for the time that they
Yeah.
were there. 15-day
Exactly.
multiple entry, but only for the 2 weeks that they are there. So it is just luck of the draw. You can
100%.
put all the paperwork in to motivate for a longer.
And that's what I tell the clients.
Yes.
Let's motivate it. You never
give
know.
enough information, motivate that you
Exactly.
will be traveling again.
Yeah.
And it is really
And even
luck of the
I mean,
draw. We don't have a say in that.
even for my own personal story, because obviously I'm traveling on a South African passport.
Yes.
So my previous 2 Schengen visas were 2-year Italian Schengen visas, and when the last one, when it expired, I went and I applied for, my new visa, put in proof of everything, all my travels,
Yeah.
the previous
Copies
2
of your
years.
visas.
I mean, I had 2 2-year visas in
Yeah.
a row. Got my passport back, and I was only given for the 11 days that I'm going to be in Italy.
Yeah.
So
we
even
don't
with
know.
myself,
Yeah.
it's not because I'm a travel agent.
It's a
that's
mystery.
absolute mystery.
But then why why use a travel agent for visas? Why come to us and say, please help us with our visas?
So that's a very fair question. I get that. Question a lot. I will never be able to guarantee that you're going to get the visa.
No.
Because I'm not the one that makes the
No.
decision. But I can guide you and I can sit with you, or we can sit together and we can go through all the visa documents. I will fill in your application form on your behalf.
Yes.
I will make sure that we apply for the correct visa, because that's also a thing.
Yes.
People think that, I'm just going to apply for a tourist visa, but actually they're going on a sports tour, and they're taking part in one or other tournament or something like that. So that's the important stuff. And I know what they look at.
Yes.
I can tell you straight, they're not going to accept that letter. You need to change that letter. The letter needs to say the following.
Or that booking on booking.com.
So, exactly, because what
Because they
happens
don't like
now,
that.
talking about...
They don't like that a lot
Yes,
anymore.
so more and more consulates nowadays come and they say,
Yeah.
sorry, all bookings.com bookings or any third-party booking for that matter,
Airbnb, all of that,
whatever,
they don't accept
we
it.
will not accept that as proof of accommodation anymore. They now want confirmation from the hotel directly. And I see it more and more often happen, where they actually request that. So that's also, it's a new thing. And, but my job is to make sure that we apply for the correct visa and that I guide you, make sure that you have all your correct documentation.
I think also a great example of that, when you say applying and denied, we had a client, he was supposed to be going on a trip, and he went on his own and applied for a visa. He'd never applied for a visa before.
Correct.
I'm not actually sure if he'd even traveled outside South Africa before
this trip. No, I don't
trip.
think so.
And he went and he applied on his own. And then we got the letter, and he had 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It was three weeks before he was going to the UK. And,
correct.
And we got the distress call then. Please help us, because that's
can help me. They denied my visa.
People love to come to us when they've created their own problems. Then they help. And we managed. You did it.
We did it.
You,
but
you went through all his stuff and you said no. But of course, they would never have granted you this visa because you didn't have this,
exactly.
and this.
So that's the thing, because that's what I do. I then say to him, okay, send me your application form.
Yes.
Send me everything that you've done. And immediately I picked up. I said to him, listen, this is the reason they denied it. You did not give them this. You did not answer that correctly. What the whole thing. And obviously, once a visa has been denied and you reapply, obviously the whole process starts again. But you must always remember that there's going to be like a red cross against your name, because they're now going to look at, okay, so your visa has been denied before. So
why?
Yeah. And you can't now come and say, in your previous application, you said, okay, I earn 20,000 Rand a month.
Yeah.
And now on your new application, say, no, I actually earn 55,000 Rand a month, It's like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, but then that's what I'm there for. I will guide you and I will obviously always try my best, but the decision is not mine.
Yeah.
And also, should the consulate or the visa office say to you, we also want this document or that, they want more supporting documents, it happens. It's not me. Please, it's not me. I'm not the reason your visa.
Want those documents.
I don't even want to see those documents. So
Yeah. Okay, and then obviously with all of this and going to the VFS offices and that, we've seen that there's all signs outside to say don't fall victim to visa scams and things like that.
Yes.
So, obviously you've been privy to somebody coming to you to say that they've paid money and it was a scam.
Yes, I had someone, I think it was beginning of this year or last year, where a client she thought that I did an airline ticket for her, and I said to her that I will do your Turkish visa. So at that stage, the Turkish visas were free of charge. So I said I'll do it, and she obviously went online and she decided that she's going to do it herself. And then she's like, she just doesn't understand because she now paid almost 2,000 Rand for her Turkish visa. And I'm like, what? Because it's actually free of charge. Why didn't you ask me to do it? And it was, and then she sends me a copy of the visa, and it looks completely different than what the actual visa should look like.
So she would not have been allowed to go in?
Probably not, because I've never seen something like that. And so there is a lot of, scams and things with regards to visas. And let me tell you, if someone tells you, listen, I will get you an appointment at the consulate tomorrow.
They are lying.
It's not going to happen. If they tell you that I can guarantee you that they will give you a visa, they can't. It's only the consulate that can decide that.
And I mean, we know that because we actually asked, because there was somebody that said, they guarantee it was for Portuguese passport, Portugal visas.
Yes, Portugal visas.
And they said, we can guarantee that we'll get you an appointment here. And we actually went in and asked at the offices. Remember, we said,
correct.
How come some people get preference to that? And they said, no, whoever's telling you that is lying.
Exactly.
So it's...
So there is definitely, a lot of scams, and obviously a lot of scam websites as well, and I mean, nowadays you can go onto a website which is not the legit one, but it looks legit. It looks 100% legit.
And when you Google it, it's the first one that comes up, and you automatically assume, it's the first one that comes up. That's the one I'm going into, and it's actually wrong.
So people must really, be careful for that.
Yeah. So what would be your best visa advice?
My best visa advice would be to start with a visa question, before you even start planning your trip.
Yeah.
First ask me. Just say, Linda, we're planning a trip to Austria in December. What is the process for the visa? Or we're traveling to 7 different countries for the next month. We don't know, because that's another thing. And it comes back to where people think that, I've got a Schengen visa, it's going to be fine for all the European countries, which is...
And it's not right.
Yeah. So by the time they contact me for a visa and I tell them, well, okay, you actually now need 4 visas for this trip. They're like, no, but we only need 1. So I think it's important to start with your visa. Start with your visa.
I think another point on that, just touching on the Schengen visas again, is that a lot of people think, if I'm traveling to Portugal first and then I'm traveling to France, I'm just going to apply for a Portuguese visa because that's the visa that I need. But I'm only spending 3 days in Portugal and I'm actually spending 10 days in France.
That is a very valid question or thing to say, because that's something that I get a lot, is that so the rule is that you apply through the Schengen country where you're going to spend the most of your time. Should it be equal, 5 nights in the Netherlands, 5 nights in Portugal, you will apply through the country that you go in first.
Okay.
So I know years ago, one would have said, it's difficult to get a visa through the Dutch. Let's just go through Portugal. Yes, true. But that was years ago. It doesn't work that way anymore. And I mean, both me and Karen are on all these travel groups and things. And I cannot tell you, I mean, you'll know how many people get denied boarding out of South Africa because at passport controls and where they are allowed to ask you, okay, so you have a Portuguese visa, perfect. Please give me your proof of accommodation. And they see, but you're actually spending 2 more nights in the Netherlands, so you should have applied through the Dutch. So sorry, denied. So yeah, you have to do it. And I mean,
that's
also,
where it comes in as well with using you to book the visas,
Yes.
to do the visa applications,
Yes.
because you would pick that up straight away and say,
I will. I will.
That's wrong. You can't do that.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, and then just moving on to other things as well is with regard when you apply for the visa, your passport. So a lot of people come to us with a passport that's not going to be valid for 6 months
Yes.
after they've come back.
Yes.
So just talk us through that.
Okay, so a big thing with regards to your passport, your passport must be valid for at least 6 months from your return date back into South Africa, so after your holiday. So that's obviously a number one thing. And then the other thing is that you must have at least 2 clean pages next to each other. No stamps, no visas.
Okay.
2 blank pages next to each other. It is very important.
Yeah. And I think people think, oh no, but it's 2 days after I come back. It expires 2 days later.
No.
Our advice to the client is always don't take the chance.
I would never take the chance.
Because they could just say, well, your passport's not valid. First of all, they won't issue the visa.
No, they won't.
And second of all, they might not let you leave the country because your passport is...
And why would you even put yourself through that stress and lose all that money?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And then so obviously, I mean, we've spoken about for visas, your proof of funds. I mean, some visa places or some consulates ask for 3 months, but we know that Ireland actually asked for 6 months the last time.
Correct.
Which is quite painful.
Yeah. It's hectic. Yeah.
It's a lot of paper.
Yeah.
We learned that the hard way a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, we did.
But yeah, so they need to see your bank statements, and they need to see that you've got money coming in on a regular basis.
Correct.
They need to know you've got enough money to travel.
Yeah.
And then obviously we touched on the accommodation and the flights.
Yes.
So obviously with the flights, you book your flights for a Schengen visa. You need to have proof of your flights.
Yeah, so that differs from country to country within the Schengen. So some of them will say it must be a booked and paid airline ticket. They want to see the actual ticket number. But some of them say just an itinerary.
Okay.
But that's also why you'll use me.
Yes,
because
you
I
know
will tell you
who asks for what.
Yes, exactly.
And then there's no stress.
Yeah.
And then if you are going to travel overseas, if you're going to family and you don't have, so like you said earlier, you need confirmation from the hotels.
Yes.
But if you're going to travel to family, then what do the family?
So that also differs between the countries, but you will always need some sort of invitation letter.
Okay.
So most of the countries, they are fine with just a letter that is signed and a copy of the person inviting you, either their, let's say for instance, you're going to the UK, a copy of their UK passport, if they're on a South African passport, but then proof of their visa that they're allowed to stay there, or their residency permit or something like that. But there are some consulates, for instance, like with the Netherlands, if you are invited by someone, there is a specific form that the person that's inviting you in the Netherlands need to fill in. It must be stamped through their municipality in the Netherlands. It must be stamped. So it's different with each country, but you will always need some sort of invitation letter.
Yeah, so Schengen visa is not actually one size fits all.
No.
A Schengen visa is per... everybody's different.
Even if the country is like in the same region, you know, it doesn't mean that the requirements are the same.
The same, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously the common mistakes are in some...
Leaving it too late.
Yeah.
That should be the very first thing that you do. And I think also people should not assume when it comes to visas, you know. Don't just assume that, oh, this visa will cover me for all the countries I'm traveling to. It's not like that. So, and then another thing as well is you will not believe how many people actually don't look at their passports. And then they're like, no, my passport is still fine.
Yeah.
I think I've still got another 5 years left. And then I get the copy of the passport and I'm like, no, it expired 3 years ago already, you know? So I think the very first thing that you must do is check your passport, the validity of your passport.
Expiry date.
And then, because remember, without a valid passport, we cannot apply for the visa.
Yeah.
And and then secondly, I think if you know which countries you're going to travel to, first find out what is the thing with regards to the visa. So that I can tell you, listen, yes, we have enough time. We have enough time to apply for these visas, or no, it's not going to happen. And
Yeah, and then obviously another common mistake people make is the incorrect application. So like we said, they'll apply to go to Portugal instead of
important.
To France.
Yes.
Because they think their first port of entry is Portugal and that's what they need to apply for.
No.
So I mean, obviously we've definitely had some some examples, some experiences with visas.
Yes.
And one is a visa approved just in time. So, for example, that one that we had now, that gentleman was traveling overseas and we literally got his passport the day before he left.
Yes.
His visa was approved.
Correct.
They had already started trying to find somebody else to go in his place, but his visa was approved literally the day before he was to travel.
The day before.
Yeah, so, I mean, that was definitely cutting it fine. But we did it. You did it.
We did
I love
it.
And then it's the royal we. We did it, Linda. I was just on the sidelines with my pom-poms. Go, Linda, go.
The other story is also the one where the two of us, waited at international departures for the two passports for clients arriving on an international flight. And I needed the one passport to take...
Two passports. It was two of them.
I had to take 2 passports to Pretoria. So we were sitting at the international departures waiting.
International arrivals.
Waiting for the 2 passports. Got the passports. I ran to be on time for my
departures.
Flip. That
you flew from Cape Town.
I flew from Cape Town, Joburg, hired a car, drove to Pretoria.
Because they came home, so whilst they were away, the Irish visas came through.
Yes, correct.
And then they were leaving. Literally, they were leaving the next day.
Because I flew back that same night.
You drove up,
the passports.
did the visas, plucked them into the passports.
That's back. What we do for our clients.
I mean, so there has definitely been some hair-raising moments when it comes to visas.
Hectic.
Yeah, and I mean, I've personally been in line at the airport.
Yes.
Going to the UK, and there was a traveller that was also travelling British Airways, and he was going. I know we've spoken about this a million times because people just, it's the most common question asked on all the travel groups. At least 2-3 times a day you see this question.
100%.
And he was standing in line, and then the lady came through and she said, okay, can I see your passport? Can I see your ticket? Can I see your visa? And he was like, I don't need a visa for the UK because I'm actually going to, I think he was going to Germany. I'm just transiting because it was the cheapest option for him. Yeah. But he actually needed a UK visa to transit. You cannot transit through the UK if you are onward. Besides, there's obviously a rule if you're going to the USA.
It's a very strange rule.
But if you if your ticket is a through ticket, so you're not stopping over in the UK.
No.
You're traveling. You're only in transit in the UK, and you're going South Africa to the UK to anywhere in America.
The US or Canada,
Then you do not need a transit visa.
No, you don't.
But if you're going anywhere else in the world, if you're transiting through the UK, you need a transit visa.
Correct.
So please.
But and
Remember
that's,
that.
like you say, that is a question that gets asked on our travel groups
All
like
the time.
few times a day.
All the time. People are asking. People are asking. And I mean, even the agents get confused about as to why, because it is, you know, I just double checking myself. My client is traveling to the US. He doesn't need a visa. Am I right? He doesn't need a transit visa through the US, through the UK.
Yeah, but just also something, you know, with that I'm just now thinking of with regards to like the visa stuff is that things with regards to visas changes all the time. And they don't always advise us about the changes. So sometimes, you know, I get a client that phones me from the consulate or from a VFS office and they're like, I'm like, no, can't be. And they're like, no, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's a new thing, but that's what we were told. It's a new thing, but we haven't updated our website, so
exactly.
we actually don't need the photos.
That is what
the biometrics are fine.
That's what they actually told that to you when you were at the office. Oh, sorry.
Oh, we haven't updated our website. But it's the new rule, but we haven't updated our website.
So people must also understand who you're dealing with there.
Exactly. Okay, so the biggest takeaway is don't leave it for the last minute.
No.
If you know you want to travel anywhere, get in touch with Linda.
Correct. And ask someone that understands the process.
Yes.
I promise you it will save you a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And it can save you a lot of money.
But also a lot of heartache. Because if you are heart set on going somewhere and you've got all your stuff done and you're meeting a friend somewhere or you're meeting a family member somewhere and now all of a sudden you can't go. So yeah, okay. Awesome. Thanks for all that visa information. And we're moving on now to we just want to say we're not experts in this field. We do have experts available in this field, but we are not experts in this field. But we do know the basic ins and outs just to advise clients regarding the cash passports.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it is something that is worth talking about because it is questions that we get a lot. So maybe you can tell us, like, for someone who's never traveled before, what exactly is a cash passport?
So a cash passport is exactly the same like having money in your wallet, except you have money on the card. And it's prepaid. You load the money before you go. And it also just, you can also load multiple currencies. So you can have multiple currencies in one card. So if you're traveling to the UK and to
a Schengen country,
you can load both currencies on the one card.
Okay.
And so you get your card, you've got your currencies, and you're ready to go. So it is a multi-currency card that you can get.
Okay.
And it's convenient that way.
Yeah.
Then you're not walking around with cash as well, which is also unsafe.
It is, yeah. All right. And then why do so many travelers choose to travel with a cash passport rather than with the cash? Or even with your own debit card or credit card?
Yeah, so I think the biggest reason is security. So security and convenience, because you're not going to go and travel with 2,000 euros in your pocket.
No.
Because there's obviously risks involved in that.
No,
someone steals your bag, your money's gone. Then you're stranded.
And it happens.
It does happen. But with a cash passport, you're not physically carrying the notes, but you are physically carrying the currency. So you buy the currency on the day that you buy your currency. It is loaded on that day with that exchange rate.
So it's a fixed rate.
It's a fixed rate.
Okay.
So if I say I travel to, like now we had the group traveling to the Netherlands, they got cash passports, and some parents loaded 500 euros on the card for the boys. So 500 euros was loaded, and that is what they have. So they have so 500 euros is loaded. It's exactly like taking cash, hence cash passport. It's exactly the same as taking 500 euros cash, but you actually just taking it in a safer way.
In a safer way.
Yeah.
And is it easy to top it up? Like if you run out of money?
Yeah, it's very easy to top it up, but the biggest thing is to try and learn how to do that before. So familiarize yourself with the app. There is the app that you can go onto for these cash passports. We've got a lovely lady at Imali. Her name is Lauren. She does all the cash passports and that for us. And she will sit with you and she will go through everything with you. So she will show you how to download the app onto your phone and how to top it up. So she will then say to you, this is what you need to do to top it up. If you need to top it up, it is an immediate payment. Don't forget to do that. Make the immediate payment over so that they can put the money in on the same day.
Yes.
So that you quoted that exchange rate for that day. You put the money over on that same day. So yeah, so I mean,
so that sounds easy enough to actually top it up.
It is very simple, and I think people overthink it. They think.
I think so.
Yeah, people overthink it.
I definitely think so.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Let it just. Yeah.
It's just
get
almost
in
like a
contact with
savings
Lauren.
account that you're traveling with.
Exactly. Exactly.
What happens if I lose my card?
Okay, so this is another major advantage over cash. So obviously, if you lose the physical cash, it's gone. But if you are traveling with your card, you can put a stop to the card immediately. You can then transfer the funds over onto a new card, and then you can carry on with your holiday.
Oh wow!
So it is also that easy. So it's.
Oh, but that's wonderful.
Yeah,
and obviously it is also. Yeah, like we said, for security reasons, and it is really secure.
It is secure. It's much safer than traveling with 2,000 euros in your.
No, I get that.
We've got. I had a friend whose son actually went over. Sorry, Yolandi. His son actually went overseas, and he traveled with cash, and he forgot his passport in the front of his pouch, in the front of the seat on the plane. And he lost, it wasn't a lot of euros that he was traveling with, but he lost the money. So he didn't have cash with him when he was there. Obviously, he could get his card because you've got your phone and that. So that was a lot easier. But yeah, he didn't have, so it was, that was also quite... Yeah. Okay, so that's it for cash passports. We hope we gave you enough information on that. But if you need any further information, contact us and we'll always put you in touch with Lauren from Imali. She will definitely be able to help you with regards to cash passports and any other questions you might have. So we said the third and final topic for today was a very important one, which is insurance. Correct. So I think, insurance is very important. And most travelers, they underestimate the importance of taking out insurance. Or they say, we've got insurance, it's on we've paid with our credit card, we've got insurance, we're good to go. No, it's not like that.
No. And a lot of people also say, oh, I'm a healthy person, nothing ever happens to me, we're just going away for a week, whatever.
Misconception, Please.
It is so important.
Yeah, it is important. And we'll get to some of our stories in a while as to why it is so important. But so the importance of taking out travel insurance straight after you've booked your flight, if you are traveling somewhere, we normally recommend that you take it out there is a time period, 72-hour time period after you've booked your airline ticket. You've got 72 hours within which to take out the insurance because then your airline ticket is also covered.
Correct.
If anything happens to you.
Correct.
So I think people must also just remember that when
it's
taking out...
It's always important to just do it as one transaction almost.
Yes.
I think you must think of it as airline ticket and insurance as one transaction.
Yes. You get top-up insurance as well. So for those people that are booking with their credit cards, you can ask your insurance company that sell travel insurance. We do travel insurance, so if you ever need travel insurance, you can contact us. EVA Travel does do travel insurance. But if you're not using us for your travel insurance, you should. If you're not, then you can obviously speak to someone at your insurance broker and just tell them that you want top-up insurance.
Correct.
So it's not as expensive because you've already got certain kind of insurance on your credit card.
Yes.
But then it's just a top-up insurance.
Definitely.
Over and above that. So what advice would you give every international traveler
With regards to
taking out insurance? So
travel
basically,
insurance, yes.
basically, let's say a couple of pieces of advice about travel insurance.
Is that okay? So, with regards to how much it's going to cost you, your travel insurance, it's really difficult to say how much it's going to cost, because it all depends where you're traveling to, how long you're going to travel for. Are you traveling as a couple together? Are you traveling on your own? Things like that. But if you compare the amount that you paid for your holiday to the amount you're going to pay for your travel insurance, it's an absolute no-brainer.
Yes.
It's an absolute no-brainer.
Sure.
You,
and I mean,
you
I think
have to
also
do it.
Talking about the insurance, when you apply for a visa, a Schengen visa, well, any visa, they need to see proof of insurance.
Yes.
So a lot of people just print off something from their medical aid,
Yes.
and they give that in as proof of their travel insurance, because
Correct.
that's more that the country wants to see, is that you've got something for travel insurance. But in saying that, sometimes the medical aid won't cover something that's happened
Yes.
overseas, and vice versa.
Yes.
So you never forget to tell, that's very important, you never forget to tell your
Medical
aid that you are out of the country from X date to
Yes.
Y date.
And also the country you are traveling to.
And the country you're traveling to, yeah.
Correct.
That's also very important.
Very,
Don't
very
forget
important.
to let your medical aid know that you are traveling when you do travel.
I think, people always say, oh, yeah, you know what, nothing has ever happened to us.
Yes.
But you know what? We work in this industry every single day.
No,
And let me
exactly.
tell you, the things that happen,
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
it's-
want to know.
It's
Is
crazy.
scary.
I mean, like, for example, my aunt and my uncle, they were supposed to go on a trip to Madeira, and my uncle had a heart attack. I mean, we thank the good Lord that he's okay. And he had to have a quadruple bypass. So they could not travel to Madeira on their holiday because it overlapped. So his time that he was in hospital, and then obviously the time afterwards, they were not able to travel. And they didn't get any of their money back, but they took out travel insurance. They got every single cent back through travel insurance, not through the airline, not through the hotels.
Correct.
They lost all of that money. But because they had travel insurance, they got every single cent back.
Yeah.
And now they've managed to, with that money that they got back, to now book their next trip. Now they will be traveling again. They will be going... Take two, they will be going to Mauritius, not Mauritius, to Madeira. They'll be going traveling to Madeira.
Yeah.
And I
It
mean,
shows you.
if they hadn't have had that travel insurance,
They would have lost
they
all
would
their
have lost
money.
all their money. All their money, they would have lost it.
Exactly.
So yeah, and I think just in saying that, it's also very important if you are overseas and you do have a medical emergency, keep all your doctors. Keep all the invoices, keep all the doctor's
Correct.
invoices, keep all the documentation. Because when you get back, if you've lost that piece of paper, the insurance company are not going to pay you out for that, because you don't have proof that that's what, I went in for that.
Yeah.
They don't know that you were sick.
No, exactly.
You need to
It's
keep
the
all your
same-
documentation that you
and
have.
also, it's the same with travel insurance. They always cover a bit of luggage.
Yes.
So if, for instance, you at Atlanta airport and now your luggage hasn't arrived, if you don't go to the Delta Airlines desk or whichever airline you travel with and tell them, listen, my luggage is not here, or my luggage is lost, or someone broke into my suitcase, or whatever the case, you need proof that you have told them that.
Yeah, reported it somewhere.
Reported it somewhere.
Otherwise the insurance
You're not going to
won't
get
pay for
anything
it.
back.
No.
So, but I mean, that's also what we are here for, is to guide you. If anything happens, then you can phone us and we can say, okay, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Do this, get that proof. And but I think most important for me, and I think this is also where I see the most things happen, is medically.
Yeah, medical. Yeah.
So this, and also a question that I got the other day was a client that said, oh, so if I have a flu while I'm traveling and I need Curenza, it's like, can I just send you the details and you can claim it back? No. This is for emergencies.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not, I have
Yeah.
the flu and I need Curenza and a Strepsil. This is not what it's for. This is for emergencies.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in the US a couple of years ago, I was really, really ill, and I actually had to have a CAT scan done, a CT scan on my stomach. And I was lucky enough. I walked in, I gave them my insurance papers, and I didn't have to pay 1 cent for a CT
but that's
scan.
how it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's amazing.
Everything was done. I was in hospital overnight. I was on a drip. And I didn't have to pay 1 cent. They contacted the insurance company. They saw how much pain I was in.
Yeah.
They contacted the insurance company themselves, the hospital that I went to.
That's amazing.
And the insurance company here paid them everything.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So insurance is important.
It is important. I had a story. This is years and years ago when I just started in travel. So I had this family of 4 traveling to Greece. And the father did the whole trip. He booked everything, the dad. And he's like, no, he's not worried about the travel insurance. And a day before they left, his wife phoned me. And she's like, you know what? I know my husband is against it. I'm just going to pay for it. Let's just do the insurance. And on the second day of their trip, the husband fell and he broke his ankle. But he broke it in such a way that he had to go for an operation. And if it wasn't for the travel insurance, they
would have had a hefty bill.
Hectic. He had to go for an operation and everything. So that's why I say
I actually have goosebumps.
Yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer.
Because that's like, I mean, I know it's a worst case scenario, and we know that lots of people go on holiday and they don't get sick or they don't, hurt themselves. But yeah, it's
for me.
It is a no-brainer.
It's totally a no-brainer. And if you
for sure.
If you see how cheap the insurance is in comparison
like
with what you paid for your holiday, I mean...
Yeah. Okay, so I think one very important thing to remember is to also know how to contact your insurer whilst overseas.
Correct.
And if you've taken the insurance out through us and you don't know what to do, contact us. We'll guide you as to what to do, but know how to contact your insurer. There is normally a WhatsApp line that you can WhatsApp.
Yes.
And I think that's very
important that you know. But I also always tell my clients that I know that when you are in a stressful situation like that, especially if it's something medically, you cannot think straight.
Yeah.
We are not emotionally connected to you. So we can tell you, we can't maybe do much, but we can at least guide you and say, okay, this is what you're going to do now. I'm going to phone this person so long or phone this hospital, whatever, but we can definitely guide you.
Yeah, so just remember, you don't buy travel insurance because you expect your holiday to go wrong. You buy it because you don't know what might happen. And you don't want one unexpected event to turn your dream holiday into a financial nightmare.
100%. That is so true. Well said.
In saying that as well, it was also on one of the groups about somebody that went over, and he had taken out insurance and he hadn't told his medical aid.
Yes.
Remember that story?
I remember that story.
And then the insurance company said, no, but this is something that your medical aid should cover. And the medical aid said, no, but we didn't know you were out of the country. So there are little bits and pieces that as travel agents, we are worth our weight in gold.
I agree with that. Amen to that. Corinne,
Amen
well done.
To that, sister. Amen to that. Thanks. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Definitely. And if you're planning an overseas holiday or have any questions about visas, travel insurance, or even travel money, we'd love to help.
And then the next episode, we're talking about cruising.
Yes.
One of Linda's favorites as well.
Yes, it's going to be river cruising versus ocean cruising, and why cruising is not just for old people.
Yeah. And we'll have Tracy on
Yes.
next time. So
Yeah, that's
quite
going to be
excited.
fun.
Quite excited to have her. She is a ball of energy.
100%.
So don't forget to tune into that one. And so every journey begins with a conversation.
And we'd love to be part of yours.
This is EVA Travel Talks. Insights, tips, and stories. Until next time, safe travels.